here in Mexico, you know, the speed limit's a little bit different. So when we got up to the 3-digit range, this car just kept going. What's going on, Drive 615, Byron Glover Jr. coming to you from gloomy old Nashville. But that's not going to stop us from having a little fun. We are taking out the McLaren 720S Spider, and it's going to be a blast. So let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and hop behind the wheel of the McLaren 720S Spider. To open the door on this car, there's a nice little pad back here that you pull in on. Opens up the dihedral doors. You want to be cool, that's the proper terminology, or you can call them butterfly doors, like a little pump. Butterfly doors. Nice handle here just to pull the door right down. So this is the view behind the wheel. Obviously we had the top down now, which is pretty amazing driving experience. And honestly, it looks very, very cool as well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, put the top up, and then show you some of the interior right now. So within 11 seconds, this top will go straight up. You can put the top up at 30 miles an hour while you're driving, or put it down at 30 miles an hour as well. Let's go ahead and take a full look on the inside of this car, get you a full rundown, let you see exactly what we're working with, and then we'll go out and take it for a drive. Well, when you're in the 720S, according to Post Malone, you gotta bump Fall Out Boy. 720S bumping Fall Out Boy. Alcantara all around this front display here. The matte carbon fully wrapped around the vents. To open and close the vent, you can push in or push out here, twist here, that opens these. And again, just an incredible layout. I really, really love how this display screen here is angled towards you. Again, it makes it very easily accessible for the driver, which the driver's gonna be using this, not so much for the passenger, but again, this is mainly the control pit for the driver. The passenger's not really going to be making much changes. Here we can change the suspension and then also the drive mode. So we put it into track, sport, or comfort. Same up here. You can turn on the active as well as the aero. Just look at that. This is incredible how this display screen pops right out. You can pop it right back down again, and just gives you a very sporty look. And I kind of compared it to what they have on the 812, which is over here on the passenger side. They have that kind of view reader for the passenger. Very similar here, but this is actually for the driver, and you get just a full immersive experience. Got some incredibly large paddle shifts here in the full matte carbon as well. These are actually an extra option because they're extended a little bit longer here on the bottom half. Here's a spot here where you can roll down the rear glass, so you can kind of get the top down experience without actually having the full top down. We've got the gloss carbon back here and a camera for our interior tracking mechanism. We've got a 12-volt plug down here, a cup holder here, and a place where you can store something too. I've been putting my phone here as it's very convenient. Love the leaf design here of the shifting points. We got drive, neutral, and reverse. Again, you can go into drive by pulling back here on the paddle shift. Here you can lock the vehicle, open up the frunk. Here again was the button to drop down the front screen. I really love how these logos through here are encapsulated in the kind of inlaid here in this Alcantara. Absolutely beautiful. There is no glove compartment on this car, which is kind of unique. And again, just this particular spec, I mean, obviously you can spec it how you like, but I just really love just the combination of everything. You get the gloss carbon on the Monocage II-S, the kind of matte carbon here around this display cluster, the Alcantara, the leather, the Bowers & Wilkins sound system over here, carbon wrapping around the air vents, carbon up through the A-pillar. It's just a lot to take in visually. And then it's just a very visceral experience driving this car, as it's a lot to take in because for one, it's just an extremely fast car. And the two, when you got the top down, you got that experience. So it's just a lot, again, to take in, and it's just an absolute blast being behind the wheel of this, driving it, experiencing it. Thanks again to McLaren of Philadelphia. It's just absolutely incredible. I really love reviewing high-end supercars, and this is pretty high on the list. We've got the chromatic tint right now, so you can see it's kind of a blue tint. I'll push this button right here, and instantly it clears up. Amazing. Push it one more time. That blocks out 99.9% of UV rays, and it's pretty amazing because again, you have a convertible, but you're also getting kind of the experience or the feel of a non-convertible, because again, it's kind of blacked out almost, or in this case, blued out. So right here is how you open the dihedral doors. Window drops about 2 inches for you, and then you open it just like that. Got the forged carbon. Love the 720S badging right there on the door sill right when you get out. And again, let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like with one of the doors open. Just killer. Full carbon back here on the tonneau cover. See that twin turbo V8 stuffed up under there. So the paint spec on this is Supernova Silver. It's about a $5,700 spec. It's got the stainless sport exhaust, which is a $6,400 option. So you can see right here, the rear exhaust is towards the center, midway up the rear, much like that of the Huracan Performante. I've always loved cars where it's got an exhaust in anywhere other than your typical right there up out the back. Look at this. We'll take a look down through here. Tons of carbon fiber on this rear diffuser. This is nearly the exact same specifications with the exception of a few millimeters in the difference between this and the coupe. So the McLaren 720S Spider has a curb weight of 3,168 pounds, which is actually just over 140 pounds over the Senna.
So once you go above 40, it'll lower down the front down a little bit just for aero.
What are we working with up under the hood, or should I say the rear? That is a twin turbo 4-liter V8 producing 710 horsepower, 568 pound-foot of torque.
That felt like a third.
Yeah, that
like
was,
I know.
That was. I wasn't fully getting on it, just in case someone pulled out. But
yeah, I appreciate that.
If we get a good straight, I will. But yeah, it's I can tell it just wants to move.
It does.
And as far as like other cars in its category, I feel like it's a lot smoother than most. When I took out the Aventador S, it was very just.
Yep.
And this has got the same power, but it's so much more.
Well, the big thing is it's
up.
the confidence that you get from it, because you can see out of it. You feel like you don't have to really adjust yourself to the car. Like you hop in it and you're like, oh, everything feels comfortable.
Yeah,
it feels where
really
it should
does.
be.
Again, as most of you know, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'5", and I am very comfortable in this car. We've got the top up right now. We've got the chromatic roof tinted. It's just a very comfortable car, and the visibility is amazing. A lot of supercars these days are kind of tough to see out, especially out the rear glass. This one is just very easy because it's got these rear buttresses that are glass, so you can see straight through them. So again, just making lane changes in this car is extremely easy. And then the visibility with the A-pillars, they're very thin, so you get almost full, 270-degree view from the front. Again, just very, very practical, very comfortable, and also very fast. Wow.
That felt like 2/3.
Yeah, that was. All right, 3, 2, 1. Wow. I started to get like tunnel vision. My eyes started to like...
Your eyes go off to the side of your head. You know?
Wow, that was good. And again, it was just the power came on so smooth, and it kept pulling. Man, that was here in Mexico. You know, the speed limit's a little bit different. So when we got up to the
Guadalajara is great this time of year too.
The 3-digit range. This car just kept going. If I get a ticket, it'd be. At least it was in a cool car. So as far as the range of this car on the McLaren spectrum, this is kind of right in the middle between the Sport Series and the Ultimate Series. In the Ultimate Series, they've got the Senna and previously the P1. And then in the Sport Series, they've got the 570S, 570 GT. So as long as we're under 31 miles an hour, we can drop the top of this 720S Spider. Wow. Oh man. That was killer. And we're good. Sweet. Yeah, this is I've always loved convertible or Spider cars because you just get such a visceral experience being able to either hear it here or hear it up front. And 44 degrees here, but it's all right. We still got the top down, and obviously you got to experience such a great car when you can, despite the weather. But one thing I am noticing that in some convertibles or Spiders, you get a ton of like wind noise or drag, but this is actually it's kind of way I guess the tub sits and the aerodynamics of it. You're actually pretty encapsulated. You're not getting a ton of loud wind noise or a ton of drag, which is very nice. Just finished up driving the 720S Spider this morning. Had a blast with that. Thanks again for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you are subscribed, turn on post notifications if you haven't already, and leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this video. Thanks again, on our way to 100,000, and see you guys when we get there.
On is certain.